This is the last thing I'm going to say on the ace of it all. And it has everything to do with Black capitalism and how it's gone from a collective growth opportunity to individual gain. And because of that huge shift in the way that Black capitalism is now happening, that is why I believe this type of situation could even happen, to where you could see a Black man feeling this much lack to where he's like, I want to now take from someone else. Because at the end of the day, we can all agree this is definitely this was a strategy, this was a move. And it did affect not only one Black woman, but two. That being said, a lot of it did come from a very capitalist mindset, of the sense of whenever you go into a show like this, and obviously when you do well, you have ample resources. You have an expanded amount of resources. And when you look at how things have changed for Nick and Alandria, it's very clear where they were before. The opportunity has risen greatly, and it's not something that I feel like many of us can look and see. This is not just a small shift for them, and it's not temporary either. I actually think that they do have the ability to sustain in the future. To be realistic, Ace already had his own thing going on. He has literally his dance company, as he calls it, like a solid platform. He's clearly making money. He's doing things, like it's happening. What happens when Black capitalism is no longer in the healthy space? When someone sees opportunities that others are getting that they believe should have been theirs, that's when it becomes harmful. They don't see it as this could be a collective opportunity for both of us. They believe it should be theirs. And that's when the tokenization of it all comes into it, where instead of there being able to be multiple people who are expanding and having this amount of resources and this amount of attention, and just, maybe your path is a little different. You tokenize it saying, oh, there can only be one, clearly. So how do I take what's yours? When you combine the unhealthy part of Black capitalism with tokenization, that's when these things tend to occur, where people are pit against each other, or people try to sabotage each other. And it's really sad to see, because Black capitalism was always about keeping the money and the opportunities within the community to help grow and get everyone some type of generational wealth or wealth for themselves to, again, continue to grow and harness an economy within the Black community. And it shifted so much because there are so many things that distract us from that. And there's a lot of division as well. And of course, that idea of tokenization, where we aren't just being tokenized by other people, but we tend to tokenize ourselves and thinking that there can only be one. And truthfully, there can be many of us, actually. Instead of coming together, we tend to divide and try to conquer individually. I think what makes it even worse is that he already had so many things, and that's where the just overall capitalism comes into it, where we have a lot of what we already don't need. Most of us have more than enough things, but then when we see more things, we want even more. Like, the greed aspect of it is just capitalism. Like, that's what happens when you live in a society that's always like, you can never have enough, you need to always keep striving, and you will strive at the expense of others. And I don't know, it's just like, it's really sad when you think about it, because that's just not the way that this community was ever supposed to operate. It's always supposed to be about collective growth. It's always supposed to be about how do we continue to create an economy for ourselves and to build up neighborhoods. Like, it's just interesting to see how different things are now from they were even, 60 years ago. So yeah, that's just my thoughts.